been super excited for this one. Mason, do you want to give a quick introduction about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Short and sweet of it is we do done for you conversion rate optimization and data analysis.
Fantastic. And Mason's been on with us for a while. He's been absolutely great to work with. And what I just wanted to start off by asking was, before you were on with us, before you were working with myself and Josiah, what was your current state like? What is the state of the business back then?
Dude, I mean, I had one client. I had one client paying me 3 grand a month. That
Yeah.
was back in December, I want to say.
One client paying 3K a month?
Yeah, which is not sustainable. Like, you can't live off that. You can't grow a business off that.
100%. And I can imagine there were a lot of problems back then. What type of challenges or frustrations were you facing when you had your big business back then?
Big business. Dude, I mean, obviously leads, right? The deal
Mm.
flow simply was not there. And I mean, 3K a month, there's not much I can do with that. You know what I mean? I can pay my own bills. I can't hire anyone. I can't invest in ads. There's really nothing I can do with it.
Yeah, so the major problem back then was the lead flow. Because you didn't have that lead flow, you couldn't get new clients in. And obviously the 3K you could pay yourself, but you couldn't really get a team in place to remove yourself from everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you came on with us, one of our major focuses is lead generation. Obviously, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what was the high level experience with working with us?
Within the first 2 weeks of launching the campaign, we closed our first 5K a month deal. So when I first started working with you guys, not only was it lead gen, but Josie had also given me sales assets. He recognized, like, yo, your sales process sucks. Here's our pitch deck. Like, let's work on this pitch deck together. So immediately I could charge more because I knew how to sell better.
Mm.
And then, yeah, dude, 5K deal within the first 2 weeks. I was like mind blown. But overall, since working with you guys, we've probably made anywhere from 30 to 35,000 around that range. I can't remember the specific figure, but we've seen, yeah, like a 2x return in terms of what we pay for in terms of your retainer. So it's been well worth it. And also just the nature of how you guys operate is, I feel like, so rare in the B2B space. We all know there's like thousands of people offering qualified calls in your calendar. Like, we'll book you 100 qualified calls, blah, blah, blah. I see so many people that do that, right? And I mean, just you and Josie, dude, you can tell you guys genuinely care, and then you just have genuine love for the game. And it's not just about, how many clients can I close. It's just like, I love the game. I want to give people as
Mm.
best results as possible. So, all money aside, I think that's really like the biggest thing for me.
100%. I really appreciate it. And obviously, we can't take all the credit. You are a little Jordan Belfort there, so I have to give you that one. But in terms of transformation, honestly, most people or a lot of people would be happy at 3K making some money from home.
Yeah.
Why did you actually want to change? Why did you want to make that transformation?
Dude, I mean, so this agency specifically is not like the first business I've ever grown. And I know my biggest struggle in the past was when I did freelancing. I was just stuck being a freelancer, glorified freelancer. There's only
Mm.
so much work I can do as one person. So I knew coming into this, before I even started this agency up, that I wanted to actually build a legitimate business. For me, it was just like a stepping stone. I'm like, okay, I have this one client. The first step of growing this business is like cracking the code to lead generation. Like, I need to build the marketing department. Because if I
Mm.
don't have lead flow, I don't have deals, I don't have cash. I need cash flow, right? I can't do anything if I don't have cash flow. So that was kind of my thought process.
100%. So just so I know I heard that correctly, you wanted to build the real business. You had big goals compared to most people, but the biggest limitation was actually first getting that predictable lead flow, which would get you the predictable cash flow, which allows you to reinvest, make hires, and move up in the business like that.
100%, dude. And I think like 90% of people who get in the agency game, they don't even crack the lead generation
Yeah.
code, and they can't go anywhere with that. I mean, I look at there's like different problems at different phases. Like right now we have an internal ops and scaling problem, but it's a much better problem to have than a problem of no clients at all and no
Yeah.
deals. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's like a good problem to have.
100%. We're just trading some problems for bigger problems. You're completely right. And I hear a lot of people talk about the glorified freelancer stage.
Mm.
Why was that so painful, being in that state?
Dude, because it's like it seems sexy in the beginning, but then you wake up and realize a couple months in, it's like, yo, I pretty much own a job now. It's like, yeah, I don't have one specific boss. I just have 10 bosses now, and they're my clients. You know what I mean? My clients are
Yeah.
all my bosses. It's like, sure, I'm making more money, but I'm working like twice as hard. And I think also the biggest thing, dude, is like when you're a one man band versus a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5, I can mentally check out at 5 p.m. right, and just be
Mm.
like, okay, I did my work. But as a freelancer, it's like, dude, I had clients hitting me up on the weekends, on Sundays, late night, and like I could never get a mental break from work, and it just burnt me the out. Honestly, excuse my language. I shouldn't swear in here, but it really burnt me out, dude.
100%. So having 10 bosses, no time off, no real freedom, it just burnt you out.
Yeah, one hundred
Yeah.
percent.
And it's ironic because so many people start businesses assuming it's going to give them the freedom, but instead it gives them 10 little jobs.
Yeah, dude, because it's like they don't understand that you need to scale and build a team. Like there's so many different skills involved, but the first
Mm.
step is like, okay, I need leads and I need cash flow. And you
Mm.
guys solved that problem for us very, very well. In a modern era where running B2B ads on Facebook is hella expensive, especially in my niche, which is ecom, like
Mm.
that's not an option for someone that's just starting out. You know what I mean? So cracking like some form of like organic lead gen, I feel like is necessary. It's not a nice to have, it's like a must have. Like
Mm.
you need to have this.
I agree completely. And we were going into the topic of building the business. I remember since you came on, you've brought on some additional team members now. Do you mind talking about that?
Yeah, so we're still a relatively small team. I hired a account manager to help with some of the client fulfillment. I hired someone else on the marketing sector to help with our Twitter organic lead generation. I have a virtual assistant that's more like just an executive assistant to help me with some admin tasks. And
Mm.
then two developers, actually three developers, because the nature of our business is very like code
Mm.
and development heavy. To go from a one man band to like a small team is it feels good, and I love my team.
100%. And it shows. And then obviously now you're building the team. Let's say in the next 6, 12 months, what's next?
I mean, dude, sky's the limit, right? We're at a point where it's like I don't want to scale too fast. We got good deal flow, right? But I've just seen so many people like get money hungry and try to close as many clients as possible. I'm focused on maintaining high quality work. I'm in it for the long run. I would say in the next 6 to 12 months, we want to hit 100K a month. And I think it's definitely doable. I think it is definitely doable.
100%. 100K a month there?
You already
Perfect.
know, dude. We're already a third of the way there. We're at 30, around 30 right now.
Perfect. And just so that we can support you on it, what do you think you need next? Or what do you think you need more of to actually get to the 100K?
I think right now the biggest challenge is systems and ops.
Hmm.
I just hired my account manager, really get catching him up to speed in terms of the fulfillment
Hmm.
and being able to, like, if I wanted to take a complete day off of, or like, let's say even a complete week off work and know that he can handle the client fulfillment end to end. I think
Hmm.
that's the first challenge. Once that's done, that's going to free up a lot of my time. And then boom, we can start taking on some more clients. So I could be wrong, but that's what I see the biggest challenge being right now is just training up the team and getting the foundation solid, the
Hmm.
SOPs, all the training. That way I free up some of my time. Because in a perfect world, dude, I would just do sales calls all day. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? I wouldn't have to do any client fulfillment. And then we would really scale, but it's just not where we're at yet. So just taking it day by day and being patient with it.
Yeah, just taking it day by day. So you solved the offer problem firstly, presenting what you do in the best way possible. Then you solve the lead gen problem. Now it's time to actually get the clients on, manage them, and get the results systemized. Then the next step is just taking sales calls. And then doing that, we can get you a lot closer to the 100K.
Dude, I'm excited. I know
Yeah,
it's coming. It feels like it's
yeah.
already here, dude. Like it really does not feel that far away, honestly.
100%. 100%. I'm thinking the same. Ah, that's perfect. And just because we get asked all the time, I wanted to ask for your personal experience. There's a lot of people that offer, for example, leads, right? They
Hmm.
send some emails, they cross their fingers and they hope for the best. So obviously we try to differentiate ourselves from that as much as possible. Do you mind sharing a bit about what we do that's not included in the actual lead gen process?
The first 2 weeks, Josie had given me like his pitch deck, his sales script. He'd help me with that process, iron that out. Obviously, that's not just leads, right? Like that's helping me refine how I
Mm.
present and pitch the offer. So that's one thing. Another thing was, okay, just making assets for my company, right? Dude, when I first started, I just had like, I used card.co, which is like a one page website,
Yeah.
which I guess is fine in the very beginning, but it was absolute garbage. So, you guys had given me insight on to like, hey, Mason, you need this type of content. You should probably get a VSL or redo the VSL, get some testimonials on your homepage, get some blogs, like get a little FAQ going. So that was a huge help because especially with cold email, like people are going to naturally going to look up our website.
Mm.
And if we have no social proof, it's like we're screwed. So that was a huge help. And then even just chatting with you, dude, on systems and ops, like you showing me the Miro mind map, I've taken that. I've already started doing our mind map and cranking that out and making Loom videos and mini SOPs for each step in the mind map. So with you guys holistically, like it doesn't feel just like a typical lead gen agency. It feels more like a partnership where like you guys genuinely care about the growth of our business.
100%, man. I really appreciate it. And it's very easy when working with you. So can't take credit for that one. And what you said is so key, and I think people really need to pay attention about that. One point you mentioned is that if you're doing lead gen on its own, you're just sending emails, but you have no website, no social proof, no case studies, no VSL, none of that. Any lead that even does seem interested, they're going to check you out and be like, okay, there's literally nothing here. I'm not going to book in. So by you getting all your assets together, your case studies, all of that, it's super helpful. It's super helpful for the process. So again, hats off to you for doing that. And then as we near ending things off, I just wanted to ask in which area specifically, because I know we touched on the ops, we touched on the legion, and in terms of the sales, which area was the most valuable for you?
I would say honestly, dude, like the bread and butter, the lead gen, because
Mm.
there was times when you guys sent us a hot lead that we closed that saved our ass.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that one extra 5K month retainer like allowed me to hire someone or pay some bills I owed, like whatever it was. I think like that being your bread and butter, like that has been the biggest value add, but everything's been valuable, dude. So that's such a tough question. That's a tough one for me, bro. I
That,
mean, for me, dude, to just be able to wake up and see a book sales call on my calendar, like I know there's so much that goes on in the behind the scenes to get even that one call booked. So that is a huge relief off my shoulders to have a feeling like I have inbound leads. I know you're doing cold email outbound, but
mm,
for me as the owner, it feels like, man, we just
yeah.
got inbound leads. Like it's a dope feeling.
All right, that's perfect. So the main thing was the bread and butter, the leads in your calendar. That is the biggest value add there.
100%.
All right,
100%.
legend. All right, cool. And the last thing I wanted to ask, probably the most cliche question, but if there's anyone watching now, would you, or how likely is it that you'd recommend potentially working with us to help them grow their agency?
I would say, dude, scale out of 10, like 10 out of 10. And here's why, because okay, I've invested in so many coaching programs that teach you lead gen, that teach you this organic strategy, this and that and this and that. Like everyone claims that they can get you qualified leads. I think the thing that makes you guys different is you take time to understand what is my customer avatar? What problems does my offer sell? And then you'll tweak and test different sub niches within ecom. So, for example, like I'm in ecom, right? You'll take different niches within ecom, like supplements, sporting goods, food and beverages, and test multiple different angles. And as an A/B tester, I love the fact that you guys A/B test the messaging, the niche, the copy, the creative, and I feel like that's something that no one else does, from my understanding. I feel like that's what makes you guys successful. And yeah, dude, I mean, it's worth it. I think people watching this need to think, what is the alternative? Okay, I can sit there and manually send 200 cold DMs a day, but is that really what you want to be doing as the founder? Or can you afford to spend $500 to $1,000 to acquire a customer using Facebook ads? Probably not, right? So if you can find a good lead gen agency, like stick with them, hold on to them. And that's what I found with these guys.
You are an absolute legend. I promise you were not, to everyone watching, I promise you was not paid to say that. But Mason, I really appreciate you coming on. It was an absolute pleasure. Even better to be working with you. So again, thank you for your time. It's been amazing. And I will talk to you soon.